Tell us a little bit about, and this is just so ground floor, right? There's just a lot of stuff to put in place.
Yeah, it's interesting trying to start something like this. I have found that I have this warrior personality where I really just want it done yesterday. I like want to bust through everything, get it done, know all the answers, and it's a slower process than that.
Yeah.
So, but it's been fun to find out different areas. But as far as how to become involved, so what we're trying to accomplish here is to set up a micro enterprise in Tanzania. So John has built with Mama Africa. He's built structures where it would be just second nature to put sewing machines in there.
Right. So when you're saying structures, there are physical buildings that John has built that are there that we could actually,
and they're
you guys could do some
They're
amazing
beautiful.
things.
Like I love them. It's just this like so like African, beautiful. But it just like there's a training facility, an outdoor training facility where people can come, where they can have students come, people who want to learn how to sew these kits so that they can go out and sell them. Just all sorts of.
So the average person here now, for us in the U.S. or other places that this will reach, the number one way, if they can't physically get involved, is they're going to say, well, can I donate? And so right now, in the works, and hopefully by the time that this is really out there and going, it'll be up and running. You are setting up a
crowd rise for our fundraiser, for a fundraising site. And there'll be videos on there, probably this video on there. And just, that's a great way to support us.
Yeah. So everyone will ask, so there'll be a lot of information. And and the links, everything will be there. It'll be very obvious, but you're getting it right from the very start, the conception of this. So, other ways that people can get involved. Do you have anticipations? They donate, but hey, what can I do?
Yeah.
What's in your head that maybe isn't ready yet? But
well, as far as not part of this project, but I would highly recommend if you are interested in sewing service projects with church groups. That's a great thing to do 4 days for girls. You can build teams and chapters and really get involved there.
So
people
now
are doing some exciting things like that.
So I'm going to kind of shoot from the hip here a little bit. And I'm just thinking, so it could be that a church, say my local church organization, you have a template in terms of how these kits maybe are put together. And we could have a project where it's not just gathering supplies like we talked about in the beginning. It's, hey, let's go manufacture some of these, and then they can be given and then replicated, and so that's a way, and that'll be available, right? We'll create, or you guys will create some kind of blueprint. We'll make it available.
It's
to all
already
of you.
available. It's already. It's like turnkey. It's all there.
So we'll make it. We'll make it. Is it a downloadable kind of a document where they can see, like I guess I'm going to kind of throw my age out here. My mom, used to buy those dress pattern things, right?
Patterns.
So it's a pattern for all
there's
that.
There's a pattern for all that. Something we haven't talked about, which I want to mention, is in Uganda. So here's Madagascar. Here's another country, I'm not sure what it is. And then there's Tanzania. And then right above Tanzania, southwest, is a country called Uganda. And in Uganda, Days for Girls has taken off. And they actually have a center there. And what they do is they have built something called Days for Girls University.
Wow, okay.
And so at the university, it costs, it's a 2-week program. It's all inclusive, meals, everything. But what they do is the women go up there and they stay. They have places for them to stay. And during the time that they're there, that's when they learn this business. They learn the business. They learn the purchasing, the sewing, the creating, the education that they give. With every kit that goes out, the women are educated on how to use them properly so that there's not infections, just that.
Because
that
it's one thing to have it.
It's one thing to have it, but then how do you use it?
What do we do with it safely? So,
how do you use this?
So that's another thing where I'm sure much like many other wonderful charities around the world will talk to us about when they are asking for donations. It's a matter of, look, your dollars specifically go to this. And I will say this as well, that Mandy has made it very clear, and I'm sure John feels the same way, that all of the dollars that are coming in are going straight to this project, right? This is straight to the women. It's not a means of. It shouldn't have to be necessary to say that there are obviously operational costs. of any charitable effort, but in terms of trying to make an income, or this is something I want to do as a job, isn't really the motivation here.
Yeah, and it's so fun to hear John. John has mentioned a few times when he comes to the States, he's brought supplies back, you know, supplies back that you have to throw away, you know. They're non-reusable, and I'll talk about that in a second when I show you the kit, but he brings those back to these women, and they're like, oh my goodness, if we had access to something like this, can you imagine what we can do?
Wow.
You know, and so he's excited about this. It's fun to hear him just like, all right, you still there? Come on, let's go.
All right,
we're both warriors.
So we're gonna go grab a kit, right? We're gonna take a break here, and then we'll split back. All right, so we're back, guys, and Mandy has one of these kits. Maybe not what you were expecting to see, because it wasn't what I was expecting to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us what this is all about.
So this is a little bag, and this is what they would be trained on making.
Okay.
All of this stuff that's in here. This is a bag the girls can wear. The school girls can wear them. The women can have them with them, like little purses. And inside there is a bag. There's actually two bags. This is going to be for dirty stuff.
For soiled.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing about these kits, this kit has 8 pads and 2 liners.
Okay.
And then some soap and some washcloths. And these supplies will last, they say 3 years, but they could last 3 to 4 years.
So one of the big things, this was surprising to me, because you don't think of it in terms of, you know, first world society. These are reusable, washable things, or supplies that will last, like you said, for good as long as 3 years.
Right.
Okay.
So it's like sustainable, right?
Right. Right.
Like they don't.
Well, because
get
in
thrown
modern
away.
culture, everything is thrown away for us, right?
Yeah.
But in cultures for generations before us, it was reusable materials and things.
Recycle. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that they found, and they have, like I said, there's been an evolution of these pads. They started out white because that's what we've got.
Right.
That's what we use here.
Right.
And then they realized these girls weren't using these things because they didn't want to wash them and put them somewhere because.
Right. Pretty obvious what they are.
Okay. So this is a liner. And like I said, I'm not like a seamstress, but I could create this, but I don't know what any of the material is inside. But it is a waterproof liner.
So when we were talking about the templates for this, that's what shows how these are made and how to make them. Of course, these women would be trained on all of that.
Right, all of them would be trained on that. Girls were having a hard time because the pads were slipping up, and because they had the liner, but they didn't have something from moving it forward, so it was very uncomfortable. Things were moving out of the way. So they created these little pockets. This is one of the 2 designs of the pad. They do this, and so it just looks like a wash rag, you know, like they go out,
when you clean
wash
it and dry, yeah, it's just a
they
wash
just hang
rag.
it up.
Yeah.
It's cute material.
Yeah.
It's colorful.
Yep.
And then you fold it into, you know, you fold it like that, and that is actually 6 layers right there. You can stick that in. There's one. This is the same thing, but it has two of the pads with a liner for heavy flow. But I want there to be a connection, and I was just like, okay, how can this happen? You know, how can it happen? And I feel like I have that connection with John. Like something clicked that day that I met him. He came to Sunday dinner to our house. We stayed in touch, and now we're friends on Facebook, and I see what he's building. And I get to have that connection, you know. It makes the world smaller. But I feel like we need that right now in our culture, in our world. Like I just feel like we need more connection to remind us how much we have and how much we can give.
Of just our humanity.
Yeah, right.
But what you're talking about doing with John and all of this is that connection. And these women who you're able to empower, enable, educate, and help them to go do the same thing. And
they come here, I want them to stay at my house.
Yeah.
You know, like I want a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes the difference.
Right.
And that's one of the things, that's why I had to get here on a late Friday night and get this and get involved and do what we can in our part to make sure that this message gets out and this word gets out of the many, wonderful things. But so we're going to look forward to getting John on video. We're going to look forward to a ton of other things. I'm going to highly encourage you. And before I do that, anything else that we need to get out right now? Because this is the start, guys. This is really it. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
Anything else you want them to know?
Well, I'm thinking really hard.
Here's what I know. Mandy's got about 50 million things going through her head.
I've got too many things going on.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to want to share this message to everyone you know on social media. You're going to want to get this out. Have them go take a look at this video, right? Share it, like it, comment on it. Let us know, and we're going to be, One Blue Robot's going to be in the background. We'll be doing more interviews, but we're going to do a lot of backgrounds. But let her know and let John know what you want to do to be involved. What suggestions, what ideas, resources, anything. This is not; these are not just the genius minds, right? Between Mandy and John, it's let's pull together, let's connect, let's make this happen.
I mean, networking just with people who know more. I'm just a little nurse. I could definitely use ideas because this is way bigger than me. And
so
way bigger than
Mandy's forever now going to be the warrior nurse. She's not just a little nurse; she's the warrior nurse.
Okay.
All right, so guys, stay tuned. Share this, comment, ask questions. There's going to be a ton more information coming. We're super excited about this.
Yeah.
Warrior Mandy Nurse.
That's right.
Watch
Thanks for listening. I'm super excited about this project. I'm really grateful for One Blue Robot and Rob. And
well, we're excited.
We can make something super
powerful. We're going to make something super powerful, and it is really going to be, it's great to do fun stuff, but this is going to be meaningful fun stuff.
Right here.
Right here.
Yep.
Don't get me started. All right.
Awesome.
We'll be talking to you guys soon. Stay tuned for a lot more.